Liam Rossinier.
Well, I think that's the closest you've gotten to a proper pronunciation. But
Nah, we're not starting the pod like that. I'll edit that piece out. Don't worry. I got you.
wow, just when you thought things were turning around,
No, never. Why do you think that I would turn around and be nice to Chelsea?
I mean, because Rossini, I think, is in a respectable form, right? So I would say deserving of respect, at the minimum, right? You don't agree?
Sorry, there was some static. Say that again.
Respectable form, Rossini, respectable form.
I heard the first part. I didn't hear the second part.
Which one, respectable or form?
I heard respectable and I heard form, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear anything after that.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So let me just. So Liam Senior is in respectable form.
I heard in respectable form. I didn't hear anything else.
Okay. Well, our manager is in respectable form.
You guys don't have a manager.
Well, listen. I guess the boys
You
have
are right.
also.
Our manager is in a good form. Thank you. I know
Uh,
Arteta's in good form. Being a manager, yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. If you can call that what you want, but listen, one of them has only been in the Premier League for less than a few months, while the other, right, has been there for quite some time. So
Inherited what, a $2 billion squad?
Here we go again. I think, yeah, I feel like that is your favorite point. We will never get past this point,
That's
right?
No,
Laurent's
no,
ultimate trigger, bro.
bro. It's CJ. Is it not a fact? A $2 billion squad. Do you see any Shokran Mustafis? I mean, actually, I shouldn't ask that question because they do have some Shokran Mustafis.
You know what? Let's we should do a fact check on this or a poll or whatever. Do we just throw that two billion out there just to, banter Chelsea and give them shit? Or is it actually worth like we have to fact check how much Chelsea squad is actually worth? Now I'm curious. You guys have me wondering.
All right, let's see. How much is Chelsea's current squad worth? Chelsea's current squad is estimated to be around 1.4 billion pound.
Ah, see, Laurent, I got you. That sounds a little better. You know?
Wait, so where the hell did you get the two from?
Because that's how much money you guys spent in the last like 3, 4 transfer windows. But I guess because players' forms are shit and their value is dropping,
Hmm.
the value of your squad has gone less. Like Mikhail Mudryk, you spent 100 mil, but he's no longer even playing. I think that's how scared he got from Chelsea that he changed his profession.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's like I mentioned earlier, the crest, the jerseys, they're heavy around
Mm. It was
this type.
so heavy for Esteval that he had to copy Cole Palmer.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, aren't you? Don't you?
yeah, yeah. And then I mean, he went on to make amends, and he did score. Funny enough, I think you're overlooking the fact that first teenager, I believe, in a Chelsea kit to score however many goals he has this season. You
Okay,
you
hold on, hold on. You
you can
can't
fact check
talk
that.
shit if you don't even know how many goals he has.
No, no, but whatever the stat is, how many goals he scored, he
Like,
got a
how are
first
you gonna talk
teenager.
shit and not even know the stat that you're talking shit about?
Yeah, but you do. All right, so you know what, bro? Because at this point, like, what does it even matter? Because I'm telling you, he's the first teenager to do that. But you
To
know
do
what?
what? What is it
Yeah,
what
I
has
don't
he
even know
done?
what you're talking about. You're talking. At least I know that Bukayo Saka has the same number of goals as Eden Hazard has in all of his 66 Champions League games, and Saka's
Okay.
only played 21.
Oh shit. Actually, the stats is even better. So apparently, Esteva William has become the first teenager in Premier League history to score 7 goals in all competitions this season. Right? The first teenager in Premier League history.
I'm
Right?
so proud of him.
All right. So, um, let's
I'm glad that you know what you're arguing now.
yeah. Well, again, I don't think it makes any difference because when you say the first teenager, right, and then obviously, right, It was the goals that I did mention. It's just I didn't know how many exactly, right? But you can understand that it's not given to everyone. It's not given to everyone, and
Can
hey,
we?
hmm
Okay, can I say something for a second too? While we're here, while we're on this topic of Chelsea players in the spotlight, so a heated debate was had the last couple of weeks, ongoing actually debate about certain Gyökeres versus João Pedro. Can we talk about another Chelsea striker at the moment that you're fortunate enough not to bring to the table because that guy can get cooked all day, left,
the
right, and
lap,
center.
the lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
It's
about
it,
him?
it's very again. I'm very happy that you guys have another striker to bring to the table to offset the spotlight away from that man who. Bro, he doesn't even get to lace up Gyökeres' boots. I think we can all admit that. Right? So I'm glad that you guys have another striker to bring to the table for these talks because that guy is going under the radar and out of the spotlight when that's probably would you say he's a flop at this moment in time?
I mean, I would say he definitely is not
Look
performing
at Murdaugh's big ass smile, bro.
No, I
up
just see.
to.
No. I'm just looking at something on my screen. It's making me smile.
Okay. Sorry, Laurent, carry on.
Yeah, no.
Is he
So
a flop?
I do say that he's not performing up to the standard of what is required at Chelsea FC for players in that position. In regards to his recent game, the Hull game, we all saw the miss, right? I'm pretty sure that's also what you're referencing, right? We're bringing him up. But after that, right? If it was any consolation, he did actually provide 3 assists. So he did have a hat trick of assists, um, which you still like to see, right? In your attacking players, right? That they still contribute to the play in that manner, even when they're not on the score sheet. So
Hmm.
hopefully the next game, right, he's able to ramp up his numbers in terms of goals. But yeah, thus far, not up to par.
Yo, Murdough, which Liam is lasting longer? Delap or Rosinha?
Rossignol.
Wow, that is a good question. Hold on, let me see how old Liam Delap is. 23. Um. Wow, that's actually a really good
Good
question.
question, right? My money's on Rosinha. I think
I
he'll last a little bit longer than Delap.
see. Oh, hold on. I need to check something.
You gotta
Okay,
see how
so you
long is his
guys are in
contract?
fifth place. You're Yeah, I think it's gonna be Delap.
That'll last longer?
Yeah, because I don't because United doesn't have anything else going for them, and I think they're gonna secure fourth place, and I think Chelsea will secure fifth, and they're gonna hope that Arsenal win the Champions League so that they can get in the fifth spot. And if Arsenal doesn't win the Champions League, then they're going to be relegated to Europa, and I don't think they'll want to invest in another striker. And then I think Liam Rossini is gonna shit the bed next year, and I think he's gonna be gone by the January transfer window.
Mm-mm.
Damn. Well, I'm curious to know what is all of this based on.
It's just my prediction.
Yeah, but it has to even if
It's
you're
just in the history of Chelsea.
no, but I'm saying in terms of like Liam Rossignol and his performances, because obviously if he performs, that whatever you described, that does not happen.
Yeah,
Right? So you're
I'm banking
assuming
on the fact that he's not going to perform.
yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what is that based on that you have seen thus far that, or like
It just doesn't seem convincing to me. If he gets through the next run of fixtures, which he will actually be tested because you guys are actually
Yeah.
facing some real
Mm,
competition, I'll eat
mm.
my words. But the teams that you face outside of the two games against Arsenal, you guys haven't faced any steep competition.
that's fair. And
So that's where my argument's coming from.
okay. So essentially, he hasn't been tested as of yet to
If you're
show.
asking me, no.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like,
You don't agree, Laurent?
In terms of him not being tested,
Yeah.
I would agree, but I will say this, that despite the level of the competition, um, he has done what was required.
you're right, and I think he's been able to establish an appropriate tactic against a lesser competition, which is going to bode well for him when he faces steeper competition. I totally agree with you. However, my assessment and what CJ is asking me is, what do I think? And I genuinely think that he will not last longer than Liam Delap. But if he makes it through the next fixtures, outside of the Burnley one, you guys come to the Emirates, you guys go to Villa Park, you guys host Newcastle, you go to the Everton, then you host City, then you host United. Like you guys have like from now to the end of the year, the only easy match really is the one this week against Burnley. Forest coming to town won't be easy because they're going to be fighting for their lives. Last game of the season, you go to the Stadium of Light. I mean, actually, your easiest game is actually when you host Spurs. I'm sorry. Burnley will probably give you a tougher test.
Well, honestly, man, like Rosinho says, there are no easy matches in football. We just look forward to the next test, and
Hmm.
we take it as it comes. So, um,
Well, it's funny you say that because Arsenal did look at the next match and they fully dismantled Wigan. Um, I'm a little disappointed because 2012 was the last time that we scored seven. And after the way the first half was going, I thought that we were en route to scoring more than four, but it was only four. Good performance though. I think we scored 4 goals in 23 minutes, which was a FA Cup record of the number of goals scored in the first 23 minutes. See, that's how you make a punchline, Laurent. You know the fact that you're going to argue, and you just
sorry, what? What was the record? I didn't catch that.
you can go back and listen to the recording because it was in there.
Okay, okay.
Um, Gabriel Martinelli, cup player, looked unreal in cups competitions, but in the Premier League, he just likes going for sprints, likes running down that left channel, up and down.
That's a deep test.
Yeah,
Holy.
legit.
Hmm.
Madueke back to back game with goals. Um, Eze finally showed why we paid so much money for him. I know the Spurs, the first North London derby he did, but like this is what you want to see out of him in the Premier League. And I don't know whether it's Arteta not giving him full license or what, but you're actually starting to see what he can do.
Let's not get carried away. Lesser competition. That is
100%, one hundred
so.
percent. But as you always say, we have to see the substance. Is there substance there? And yes, the substance is there.
So will it be there next week during the Premier League fixtures?
Against Wolves, I want to say no
Hmm. And that's
because
bottom of the barrel in the Premier League.
well, you're 100% right. I think we'll still win, but
Hmm.
I don't think we'll win in this manner.
No, but I'm talking specifically Eze. Does he show up? Is he going to be
No,
consistent going forward?
no,
And that's still a problem then.
100%.
Mm,
And I hope that I'm eating my words, but 100%.
mm.
Um, Saka and Madareki were forced to play together, and they actually looked pretty good. And I think it might be something that Arteta looks for because against low blocks, I think they can do a lot of damage because of the way that they can rotate and pull players out of position. But the real question for me, CJ, is what are we doing in our pre-match warm-ups that we've had two or three players this season so far get injured? This game, it was Ricardo Calafiori. Miles Kelly was supposed to play in the midfield, but due to a late injury, like late injury, right before the game was supposed to start, Calafiori was injured. Like, is there something we're doing wrong, or is this just shitty luck?
Yeah, man. I'm not even surprised anymore. It's literally, I always say one in, one out policy that we have. It's almost like it's mandatory at Arsenal. It's like, when somebody comes back in, oh, somebody, go down, just to keep things spicy and just to keep talking points and narratives and give the physio something to do. It's bullshit, man. It's so annoying. It really is annoying. And Calafiori, no player ever asks to be injured, but he's starting to annoy me, man. It's like, bro, he can't stay fit. Like he had a little bit of an injury prone record because he had a really bad knee injury before he came to the club. And last year he couldn't stay fit really. But we were starting to see the best of him this season. The first half of the season, he was doing really well. He was nailed on to be our starting left back because he was playing regularly, and he was in form. One of our best performers over the first half of the season. And then he's starting now to pick up niggling injuries again, and it's getting frustrating, man, because you can't have you can't have liabilities when you're fighting for the things that we're fighting for. You need guys that you can rely on consistently, week in, week out. Um, and sometimes I blame, like how we like to blame, or sometimes, point the finger at Arteta for overplaying the likes of Saka, um, and so on. But Calafiori, you can't even put that on Arteta. It's just like, bro, like this guy himself, like what's going on? You just need to stay fit some way. You
Bro,
know,
I just checked. He's missed 40 games since Arsenal signed him.
no, like that's a
29
joke.
games last season, 11 games so far this season.
Hmm.
It's a joke, man. Like that's too much, man. We can't afford to. I'm sorry. It's football's a harsh game, but I mean, for the money that you're making and for how much we're paying you weekly, you need availability. Availability is the best ability, and if you're not, you can be the best player, man. If you're not able to stay fit, we can't rely on you. We're fighting on all four fronts. Like, I'm sorry, man. It's not, it's bullshit. Um, that anyways, it annoyed me even more because I wanted to see Lewis Skelly in midfield, as I was telling you guys, and now he has to drop in at left back. Um, and specifically with Lewis Skelly. I think you're starting to see some of the reasons why um, Arteta has opted to go with somebody else as a first choice left back this season. And I say that because, if you watch the game in full, again, when we're on the ball, great. Lewis Kelly does well, as he usually does. But it's off the ball. His one-on-one defending has been called into question this season.
Mm-hmm.
And he got booked again in this game, and he could have gotten a booking or a stern talking to at least prior to the actual booking that he got because he made a couple of late challenges in this game. One on one, he's looked a little bit more suspect this season. I don't know if his first step is slow, or what's going on there, but this is the guy we're talking about who went to the Bernabeu last year, and dealt with Real Madrid as part of that back four over the course of two legs, and he's played in big games. He played at the San Siro this season against Inter when we won, but outside of a couple games here and there, defensively, he's been getting ripped apart. Who was it? We played Liverpool. Remember the 0-0 draw at the Emirates? Frimpong roasted him that game. If you guys remember. So one on one, he's looked suspect this season, Lewis Kelly, and we understand now why. Again, from the defensive side of things, Arteta has not opted to make him first choice. There's no doubt Hincapié and Calafiori have been better, um, which is
Even
unfortunate.
Timber.
Even Timber, he's chosen to put a left back over Lewis Skelly when the likes of Calafiori and Hincapié are not available. Um, and so if you're this is a poor Wigan side today, right? And so if you're getting troubled a little bit one on one against Wigan, like what happens if we play better opposition? Can you be trusted down the trenches in a Premier League pressure cooker or a cup final? So that's the only concern I have on the defensive end with Lewis Skelly at the moment. But again, he's young kid, right? He should be in midfield still. I say that, and I was looking forward to seeing him there today until homeboy got injured. But anyways, regardless, the overall analysis on the game, like that was, maybe one of the few negative points. And it's important to pick out the negative points in a game like this. Like we can't allow a win and a 4-0 victory and whatnot to overshadow, any false narratives, right? We can't get too giddy with this. You got to look at the level of opposition. So it's hard to analyze this and get too overexcited about anything. When you win, it's still best to dissect the things that don't look so great so you can rectify those things going forward. You know what I mean? You can't just
Second
say,
half
oh,
was terrible.
yeah,
Like, I don't
yeah.
understand why we didn't go for it. Like, this is where, the likes of Laurent and other rival fans always say, like, you can't go for the kill. Second half, we should have put 4 or 5, like another four away. Why is it
Yeah.
only 4-0? Why you score 23 minutes and then you just sit back? When you play against a Premier League side, if you score two and you don't go for the third and they get one on the bounce, game on.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe it's a matter of the players. going through the motions because they felt they won the game in the first 30 minutes. And so they're just, trying to maintain fitness levels and make sure no one gets injured and just kind of coast and get through the rest of the game unscathed. Is that the right approach? Who knows? Like you said, maybe some other managers or um, captains and so on might instruct the team to continue to go for the kill. But we have this conservative approach once we feel like the game is already done. So maybe, like I said, they were just kind of going through the motions. But hey ho, either way, at least from my perspective, not much more to really talk about because we have a big week ahead. So I think
Mm,
it's more important that we, kind of get going and talking about what's to come. This is just another one of those ones you brush under the rug. Good win. And the next round of the draw, I believe, is tomorrow for the FA Cup. So we'll see who
right.
we get.
Um, just quickly looking at the rest of the Premier League sides playing this weekend, starting off with Hull City getting a spanking thanks to their old boss, Mr. Laurent.
Hmm.
Tell us, tell us what you think of this game. Tell us what there's to talk about, if there's anything to talk about.
Well, I mean, first things first. I mentioned this in the group chat. The genius that is the man in charge.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it. You don't need to come with such compliments.
oh, sorry. I think yeah. I'm talking about someone completely different, buddy. But yes, the current Chelsea
Yes,
manager.
yes, CJ. Yes, I know he is. He is such a genius. We know this about him.
Oh wow, wow. Well, anywho, um, our guy put in Neto as a 10, right? Something that has not been done thus far under Maresca, and he tried it out, and the guy bagged in
Mm,
a hat trick. His positioning was amazing. His passing, everything looked good. I gotta say, this was the best game under Rosinha thus far, from start to finish. We looked composed. We except for obviously the blunder of misses, right, from our Estivals and our Delaps. But other than that, no complaints.
okay.
And we now have another defender. I don't think you guys had a chance to. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Mamadou Sarr,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we put in there
Recalled
as
from loan, right?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And boy, that guy looked good. That guy looked good. Even the that miss that Esteva had, it was a pass that from a defender, right? A nice ping pass, spot on. And yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited because it seems like we're slowly starting to find that form. We're controlling games, at least this game, right, from beginning to end. And man, I do believe that if we play like that come March 1st, that the spell will be broken at last. That the Emirates will finally suffer defeat at the hands of Chelsea after so many years. So overall, not too many negatives to say on this game, apart from the chances missed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, it's all up from here. It's all up from here.
So you're saying that off of the back of a win against the mighty
Nope.
Hull City.
Nope, nope. I'm not taking this game in isolation. What I'm saying
Okay,
is
okay.
that especially when you look at the Leeds game, right, where we were up 2-0, and that was just us shooting ourselves in the foot from just the lack of concentration and whatnot. But this time around, he actually got it right or the team got it right from the kickoff to 90, and that's something you are looking for, right? In any team that's looking to compete. You want to make sure that you are on the ball from the beginning till the end. Like I said, right? If we play like this on March 1st, I do think that we can beat you guys at home, right?
See, this is where, and again, I think
Mhm.
both our in our game and your game, I think for perspective wise, right, it's important for us to not get carried away with these results against the opposition at hand. You guys, you say if you play like this at the Emirates, right, fortunes will turn. But again, it's hard to say that because we won't allow you to play whatever way that you guys think that you played. That you know what I mean? It's you can't fall into that false sort of sense of security. You know, like we're not. You think we're going to allow you to have the spaces and those gaps in behind the way that Hull did? Like no chance. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
but I do think that there is a certain maturity that from uh, even when you look at the first game versus you guys, the second game, and now this is going to be the third game, right? There's you can tell there's a sense of maturity from the players, right? They're racking up experience as well. That's one thing that we're not factoring in, right? They're getting more and more experience under the new manager, under the new system, and it's only natural that sure you guys can come in and play as tight as you did during the first game, right? Where we looked a bit confused at times with how do we play from the back? But how many games ago was that? You see what I'm saying? Like there's a certain now level of fluidity that comes about with the games that you get under the belt, right? So that's why I'm saying that this could be a game where we shock you guys. So
I think there's a higher chance that we're gonna throw a wrench into your plans when you come to the Emirates in March, rather than you guys showing your maturity. I don't know, CJ. You remember a few years back where Liverpool came to town and we played Tomiyasu as left back, and it
Yeah, yeah,
totally screwed up Salah. He
yeah,
dominated Salah that game.
yeah.
That's something that I would expect us to do. Um,
That's like a curveball, you mean?
yeah, and it's not to take away from Chelsea. I'm not just saying that just like I'm not saying it to be like to banter or anything, but genuinely, I think Arteta has more experience, and the players he has have way more experience to be able to adapt. And I think the Chelsea players, maybe if Liam survives another year, they'll have that sense of having gone through adversity and then responding. But I think this Arsenal game comes too quick for what you're anticipating to happen. If I'm being honest with you, I could see what you're
Mhm.
saying happen the first game next season where we face off, but this game, no. I
Well,
think this game, there's more riding on it for Arsenal, and I think the way that we're gonna try to dominate that game is gonna be too much. And I wouldn't be shocked if I see another red card.
So here's what I'm going to say about that. Just kind of piggybacking off of what you said, the last point that you brought up and how we're going to approach the game. That's the only thing I would say. And I know, that match preview, we're talking about a game that's 2 weeks away at this point, so we will do that one more in depth. But just as we're on it now, the only thing I will say that will prove tricky in terms of I'm not sure how this one is going to go is the fact that, it's hard to beat a good team twice, three times, in any sense. And so this is going to be the third time in a few weeks and the fourth time overall this season that we're going to be playing Chelsea. The last two times we beat them. So again, Chelsea will have the extra motivation to, want to rectify that this time around. We knocked them out the cup, London rivals. They're not going to want to see us win the league, all that stuff. So again, it's hard to beat a good team two, three to four times in a row. So, um, it's going to be definitely more aggressive game, I find. Chelsea's going to come out more than anything else. Like this moment in time, again, no banter, obviously. Like we're the better footballing side, right? But the one thing that I think I can guarantee that Chelsea is going to bring more is emotion and passion into it. They wouldn't be happy. They'll have seen obviously the celebrations at the end there with Kai Havertz and pointing at the badge and all that stuff. And um, so I think they'll definitely bring more emotion into this game. And so it's a matter of are we going to keep our heads? And also Laurent, for your guys' sake, is you've said that you've played us already, so you've got to study us a little bit because you've played us twice under Liam Rossignol. Um, so maybe you might think that you have a sense of how we're gonna play and how we're how he's gonna approach it. But I guess kind of to Murdoch's point, there could be a curveball, also in the sense that we're gonna play this game coming up in the Premier League different than the last cup game at the Emirates because we didn't need to win the game. Um, we kind of sat back and let you guys come on to us, really. Whereas this game at the Emirates coming up, we're gonna have to win. It's a Premier League game, and obviously all points matter for us in the Prem. So we're gonna come out maybe on the front foot now. And how do you guys deal with that? Which could suit you guys, right? Who knows? Maybe you study enough, and Liam studies enough where it becomes like a sort of a tighter shape from you guys. a maybe not necessarily a low block, but a bit more of a tight shape. Because he knows that, you guys, we have to come on to you, then therefore do you catch us on the break, kind of thing. So there's so many permutations about this game that, you know, again, just from a Chelsea perspective, don't be surprised if, don't think that, okay, I'm studying them based on the last time we played them, but it's probably going to be a completely different game if we're being honest. So
Hmm. Just like how
Yeah.
Man City
Mhm.
played us. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so I mean, again, I think that game is going to resemble more so the first game that for the semifinal as opposed to the second game. Just in terms of even how you're mentioning, right? The teams are going to set up, especially on your end, looking to press and whatnot. Um, but that's what I'm saying, right? On one end, it's we've gone through that, right? So now I guess whichever curveball you guys are saying that Arteta is going to throw our way, um, sure. But I do have the confidence in our guys, especially the manager, right? To look to adapt. To that, right? So, because he has shown, right, across the series of games that he has managed that he has a certain level of adaptation, right, to him. He's not a static manager. So, yeah, but again, we'll get there when we get there because it's still what, 2, 3 weeks away?
2 weeks,
Two
yeah.
weeks.
No, 2 weeks, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, just quickly going through the rest of the Premier League sides that played. West Ham survived the scare. They beat Burton in extra time, 1-0. Is this a good sign for West Ham that Forest is in shambles and Spurs are in shambles?
Is it a good sign for who, sorry?
West Ham and Nuno.
Oh. Hmm. None of them are really showing that level of consistency, though, to be able to say who benefits off of the other. You know what I mean? Um,
Well, Forest is looking for that new manager bounce. Same thing with Spurs. Spurs, I think we can all agree, unfortunately, they do have the best squad on paper. But recently, West Ham have been playing better. And if it wasn't for United scoring late, they would be in and around that. They would have been at 26 points, 3 points behind Spurs and 1 point behind Forest. Um, so, I mean, it was a good game for them to continue in the FA Cup. But so you don't think it's going to make that huge of an impact for them? Like, just even from a morale point of view?
for Spurs,
For West Ham.
oh, for West Ham. I don't know. They have been in a decent run of form and playing better, to be fair, right? Even we saw games that they've lost recently, like the against Chelsea, like, they're playing better under Nuno. So yeah, who knows? Maybe momentum continues to carry them. But it's tough to call at this moment. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but it's tough to call for me.
Hmm. Um, a team who just wants this season over, Burnley. They lose to Manfield Town at Turf. I don't even know what league Manfield Town is. Manfield Town. Let's see. What division are they in? They're
Same team that
13th.
beat Palace, right, in the FA Cup.
No, that's Macclesfield.
Oh, Macclesfield.
They're 13th in League One. Jesus. Not a good look for Burnley.
Mhm.
Um, City. They only managed. This was a shocking game. They only managed two against Gary Neville's Salford City. Um, Holland didn't even make the bench, and Pep is playing it close to his chest as to what the knock is, but apparently it was a knock. So who knows? And they play Newcastle next weekend. Well, this coming weekend. And if you're gonna play Newcastle against those physical defenders, you're gonna want Holland. Um, they do have the entire week to rest because they're not in Champions League this week. So may work out for them. But do you think that's gonna be a difference maker if it comes in the title race? If Holland's missing like 2-3 games?
Not really, in my opinion, no.
No, I don't think 2-3 is enough for it to be a difference maker. If he's out like long term, then for sure. 2-3 games, I think they'll be fine though. I mean, what's annoying is that Bruno Guimaraes for Newcastle is out. He's picked up a long-term injury. So, of course, right before they play Man City, they lose their best player. So I don't really give Newcastle much hope in that game, unfortunately, because they're a different side without Bruno Guimaraes.
Um, Newcastle. Did you guys see the red card
No.
for Villa?
Oh, wait, their keeper.
Yeah, their keeper just came out of nowhere.
That was, man.
Like that's one of those moments that if I was like one of the defenders or midfielders, I'd be like, let him score because we still have a chance if it's 11 on 11.
Yeah, that was when the game turned.
Yeah, because they were up 1-0. Villa were
Yeah.
dominating, and then Newcastle just. But Newcastle should have scored like a bunch of goals, and there was a few like dicey calls that I was like, if VAR was here.
Yeah, apparently the ref didn't have a good game at all in terms of
Oh,
cheating. And Tammy Abraham's first goal apparently was offside, from what
yeah,
I
but there's no VAR in these rounds. It's only when you get to the later rounds because not
yeah
all stadiums have it, right?
Did you guys
yeah.
see the Luca Digne handball?
Yeah. Oh
That
my god.
clear pen.
Yeah.
Mm.
So for those of people that are VAR in, this was a prime example of why you need VAR. You know, but
Where do you guys stand on VAR?
out.
Mm.
Capital O, capital U, capital T. Out.
Mm. Honestly, man, I'd have to say in. Um,
Wow.
I agree, but I'll let you finish. I agree, Laurent.
yeah, I'd have to say in simply because I mean, if you're looking at just overall fairness, um, and making sure that you're getting certain things right, it is instrumental in that, right? Because a lot of things can be missed, right? With the naked eye in real time. So with that sole purpose, I'm saying in. However, for things like, funny enough, you can't have one without the other at times, but goal celebrations being interrupted, right? There's a certain element of the game that has been taken out from VR implementation, right? And that's where it's like it kind of gets annoying, but again, I don't think you can have one without the other. So,
Yeah, my thing quickly on that too is yeah, I think you summed it up best, right? There's certain key moments in games that, will be defined whether VAR is there or not. Like, do you guys remember years ago, 2010 World Cup? Do you remember when England scored against Germany? I think it was 2-1 Germany at the time. England scored. Lampard hit a free kick. Not free kick. I think it was from open play. He hit a shot bar down. It was in. It was over the line, and the referee didn't call it at the time.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Because we
Yeah.
didn't have the
We
goal
didn't
line
have the,
technology at that
yeah.
time.
Now, mind you, that's goal line technology, but it's similar in the sense that it's the technology, right?
mhm,
That's important for those moments, right? At that point, when Lampard scores that shot, bar down against Germany, it's 2-2, right?
mhm,
Instead, England go in and end up getting slapped in that game. But that goal, if the technology catches that, that completely changes the game. Do you know what I mean? And so it's crucial things like that why VAR is important. So that's why I agree with Laurent. The problem is to people like Murdad and those who hate VAR. The problem is that these officials have the VAR and still get calls wrong. That's the problem with VAR. It's the people that use it and the people that are behind it. The technology itself is good. It's good for the game, but it's the people that are using it. How do we have the technology and we still get calls wrong? That's the part that baffles me. Do you know what I mean? They still make mistakes with technology. So the people who are VAR out, that's their case, is that, well, might as well scrap it because you're ruining the game in the sense that you have the technology and you're still getting things wrong, or it still takes 10 minutes to decide, you know what I mean, what the verdict is. Or, like you said, you can't celebrate a
Mm-hmm.
goal for 5, 10 minutes because they don't know what they're doing with the technology. So that's where it's flawed, to be honest with you. So it's the technology is there for a purpose, but if you're not using it properly, then what's the point? You're still getting things wrong. It's crazy the amount of errors that we're still getting in the game with the technology. Like that's the embarrassing part for me.
So I will say this though, in response to those people, um, at that point, I think what the determining factor of whether or not VR is even effective is you'd have to then assess what the margin for error is under VR as opposed to when you're just letting the refs ref normally, right? And the thing is, if you do notice, right, that that margin for error has decreased, right? We may not catch it because right, we're not telling it up as we're watching these games, right? But if in their back room they do notice, well, actually with VAR, officiating has become right more accurate. Then at some point the technology does work. You see what I'm saying?
I think for me, the reason why I'm VAR out is not even the marginal calls that they're getting right and wrong.
Mm,
It's more so we're taking a piss out of what football is.
mm.
They're always talking about clear and obvious, clear and obvious. Is it a clear and obvious mistake? Blah blah blah. Blah. They're using language that's typically used in legal tense to officiate a game, right? And why is VAR getting involved? Like that Man City Liverpool game. Like if you ask any Liverpool fan, they're gonna say they'd rather lose 3-1 and keep Dominic Szoboszlai for three
Hmm.
games than not. Like
Hmm.
that, like by the letter of the law, the call that they VAR made was correct. If it's a red card, if there's a foul, blah 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 blah, the way that the letter of the law, right? Sure, it's correct. But in the run of play, like no fan would want that to happen. Even any Liverpool fan that you ask him, give me Sabasai for 3 games, then have him lost for 3 games. Yes, I understand goal differential, but you'd rather have your best player of the season right now play when you need to get into Champions League spots, right? Or like the discrepancy between some of the tackles that we've seen. One game, the letter of the law is, oh, this was real a lot of force. The next game, in the same weekend, it's different, right? That's where for me, I'm like, just get rid of it. I'd rather live with the mistakes that we saw in the Villa game than have so much discrepancy. That's just me because I don't think that I think the people, Howard Webb included, are taking such a piss about the letter of the law. My man, you are officiating a soccer game. Let's be real for a second. We're all doing this for entertainment. This has nothing to do about real world impact. This means nothing in the grand scheme of real world problems. So don't come at it being like by the letter of the law. My friend, by the letter of the law, you go 1 kilometer over the speed limit, you're speeding. That's by the letter of the law. But is a police officer going to pull you over for 1 kilometer? Thank you. I'll take the silence as a no. That's what they're doing. And that's the bullshit that's ruining what the intention of VAR was. Keep goal line technology, keep semi automated offsides, and that's about it. Like if it's offside, it should be the same thing as goal line technology. The ref looks at his watch, their linesman look at their watch. Oh, it's offside because of the technology. That's it. Everything else, scrap it. There's no need. That's the way I look at it. Some people might be on my side of the camp. Some people may be on your guys' side of the camp. Everyone is has a right to their opinion, but I think that's why for me, I'm like just get rid of VAR. Like why do players have to score and then as they're going to celebrate, they turn around. They're like, is he gonna put his flag up? You guys have seen that meme, right? Where the
Yeah,
linesman like follows them to the cars, like offside. It's like, no, bro, just fucking let them celebrate. And we need to go back to if it's offside, call it. Like call it. There's been so many players that have had the chance of getting injured, and we've seen it. I think it was Man City, right? I forgot who it was that got injured because of a late offside call. Like that shouldn't happen. If it's offside and you think it's offside, just call it. Anyway, sorry, that's my little rant for the day. Um, Liverpool won 3-0. Let's keep it moving.
huh.
I mean, hey, see, they won 3-0 and Szoboszlai was playing.
Yo, that goal though, that assist from Salah to Sabasai was actually prime.
I didn't see it.
That
Yeah,
was
it was pretty good.
that was
I'm not gonna lie, I hate saying it.
Saying he's back?
No,
who Salah?
Hmm.
I think he's showing some. I mean, against who's the opposition for this game?
Brighton.
Oh, actually no. So it is a Premier League side. No, so there is no. No, I think yeah, man. He even had like his little dribbles. He looked good. He looked good. I will say that. Yeah.
Um, Birmingham City took leads all the way, lost in PKs 4-2. Leeds advance. Wolves, same thing. They avoided a scare. Did you guys see the pictures of the pitch that Wolves Grimsby Town were playing?
No.
Bro, it
I
was
saw it, yeah.
awful. Like the pitches that you guys played at York outdoors was better than what they played on.
Man, get the fuck out.
Go look.
Wait, so what? You telling me you can't slide on that pitch?
It was like mud, right?
Bro,
Basically.
it was go look. Go look at the Grimsby Town Wolves game. Go look at the pitch. It was I was looking at it, I'm like, wait, did this actually happen? But
Mm,
to be fair to Grimsby Town, apparently they had like a lot of rain and like it was almost like flood and there was no way to get rid of the water. So, um, Fulham they went down early but came back to beat Stoke 2-1. Sunderland easily beats Oxford 1-0. And tomorrow, before we get the round five draw, did you look at the pitch, Laurent?
yeah, I did. Damn.
And it's not a knee slide; it's a knee dig. It's like quicksand or quick mud. Uh, and then tomorrow, Brentford play Macclesfield. They're going to hope to avoid the same type of fate as Crystal Palace before the round five draw. Um, Success for Premier League sides this weekend. Not a lot of poor eliminations aside from Burnley, but
Man, I kind of feel bad for Man U now when you kind of look back.
why?
I don't know, like I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was Carrick managing at the time, they would still be in it, right? They got knocked out under Emery, no?
Yeah.
In the FA, yeah.
You want to know a fun fact?
What?
This one's for Julian sitting in the back. Arsenal and City have played 41 games this season. Guess how many United are going to play by the end of the season?
What? 40?
40.
Mm,
By the end of the season,
mm,
we've already played 41.
mm.
Hold my beer.
That's crazy, actually. That we've already played more
41.
than the amount United is gonna play total all season. Like just goes to show as well how many games there are and how important it is to have a strong squad, to go the distance because that's a lot of football still left to be played. But yeah, man, it's nice to see and know that United are watching these from home, you know.
From the couch.
Laurent's love fest for United needs to be studied though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean you feel bad for them, bro? Like, stop with the sympathy shit for them. Julian will be fine.
Listen,
Yo,
it's not
they
about that.
won the Premier League, bro. They beat us. They beat us 3-2. They won.
I know they're in the
That's their
title race,
trophy.
bro.
That's their trophy.
Wow. Damn, you guys again, man, like I said, you wanna play with the
No,
best.
no, no.
Bro,
Uh
if we celebrated the way United celebrated beating us, the celebration
uh
police would have been out. They celebrated like they won the Champions League. Bro, okay, you beat us. Okay, bravo, bravo. I'm
mm.
proud of you. Worry about playing more than 40 games in a season. Um, our game tally continues. Match week 31. The fixture got moved up to this Wednesday because of the EFL Cup final. So we are facing Wolves, and this is match day 31's fixture that's occurring this week. Um, we're headed to the Molyneux. We do have a chance to put pressure on City before they play Newcastle because again on the weekend we play Spurs in the North London Derby. Igor Tudor has been named the interim manager. He was the ex Juve manager in his last 5 games. I believe at Juve prior to him getting sacked, he only picked up like 3 points or 2 points or something. He was in winless in 7. Um, we need to like yes, we beat Wigan Athletic and it was like a good victory, blah 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 blah. But I do want to see similar type of game style against Wolves. I don't know about you, CJ, especially the way that they came to the Emirates. I don't want to see a goal given up, and I want to see us dominate. They are missing one of their better defenders, quote unquote, Mascara. who got the red card. Um, I want to see us dominate. Simply put, if we do have a chance of rotating, I would love to do it. I don't think he will do it, but I would love to see if Rice and Zubamendi can get a little bit more of a rest. I mean, Rice got a full game's rest. Um, and my starting 11, I went Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Capier, Rice, Zubamendi, Eze, Trossard, Gyökeres, Saka. Um, Pretty much the strongest as you can go. I wouldn't be shocked if he plays Madueke again because he's been in good form and give rest to Saka or try to just get more minutes into him. But he got minutes into him at Wigan, so it's going to be a fine balance because you're going to need him against in the North London derby. So, um, but I'll pass it over to you. What's your thoughts on this game, CJ?
My thoughts is 3 points, 3 points and done. 3 points is a must. After concerns in the Premier League at the moment, after that draw against Brentford, again, there's no better way to bounce back than to play the bottom of the team in the league. Um, Even if it's away from home, you want to see a convincing performance, as you said. And you want to see the likes of Eze, because I'm pretty sure I have a feeling Eze is going to start in this one, right? Odegaard, who knows what's going on with him at the moment, bro. That guy's another walking sick note.
He's
Um,
injured?
Yeah,
yeah.
that kick against when he that clearance hyperextended his knee.
Yeah, I'm laughing because, bro, that guy was like on that pitch, like crouched up. You know what I mean? Someone could have just put a blanket there and you probably would have still be here till this day. Like
Between
that's
him and
your captain.
listen,
Remember
man,
that
between him and Cole Palmer, bro, I don't know. Those two need to have some fucking like tea party together, some little, Barbie and Ken tea party, because fam,
guy?
fucking lightweight, bro. Lightweight. I don't know. Somebody needs to get them in the gym, give them some typical, some Jamaican food, some yard food, some curry goat, oxtail,
Mm.
beef them up real quick. Cause fuck's sakes, man, this Odegaard guy is winding me up too, man. That's our captain, bro. That's our captain, and then fucking you're getting out muscled and switch off at the back post, and they score, and then he goes down. Oh my knee, or oh my, the fuck up, man. Anyways, sorry, I digress. But yeah, I don't expect him to start in this game if he is going to be fit at all. Um, I think that means it's just gonna be down to Eze, right? Process of elimination. No
Yeah.
Havertz, no Marino. Obviously, Ethan Nwaneri is on loan. Odegaard is it
Maybe he
looking
got
like
called
he's
back or he's getting called back.
no, no,
No.
That's not
no,
happening? Huh.
no. So Eze, it's your time to shine. And again, in Premier League, I mean, if you can't perform against Wolves, Eze, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I know you said, Murdad, earlier that you don't think that he's gonna bounce back and show sort of similar form against Wolves. For me, I hope so. He has to. He simply has to. This is where you're going to be judged. You're not going to be judged against Wigan at home in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Premier League, when our backs are against the wall and we're looking for a performance. I talked about it last podcast. I said, at the moment he's kind of hiding. It looks like the lights are too bright for him. In a pressure cooker title race, you're coming from Crystal Palace and making that step up to Arsenal. It's not to be taken lightly, So this is where we're looking for him to step up, and we're going to need him to be the conductor and the creative outlet for us at this game against Wolves. And he clearly has the quality, right? We saw it today. His weight of pass is brilliant, right? That first pass that opened up the back line for Madueke's goal, like that's what he's capable of. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta. He's a confidence player, right? So one of those where you got to put your arm around the guy and show him you believe in him, right? And so he's gonna have to. I think he'll get the manager's blessing in this game. I think he's going to start because, like I said, who else is going to? And it's Wolves. So surely, if you can't do it against Wolves, then I'm sorry. You
They're
can't be
not
in
gonna
the.
play in the North London derby.
Yeah,
He's gonna I don't know, like I
yeah.
don't know what he's gonna do. Like Saka and Madueke looked good together, and
They did.
like if Saka is starting at a position over you, that
Mm.
does not bode well for you. I'm sorry.
Wait, so
It.
what they put Saka back in the 10 for if
Yeah,
let's say he doesn't perform? Like you guys would put Saka back in the 10?
Well, I mean, we're running out of options. So if Eze is not doing the business, then that's something you can look at too, right? Is put Saka in that sort of more central right number 8 midfield position role. So yeah, but I don't think that's how we'll start. I think Eze will get the nod. And yeah, it's going to be on him, sink or swim, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Um, But he would be a key player, right? If you're looking at player spotlight for going into this game, and I will touch on that. So stay tuned, viewers. When I do my match preview on the game, player spotlight, as it would be a key figure for this game. So a lot's going to be said around him and his performance. So let's see. But I mean, overall, I think yeah, the strongest team should go out there regardless. Yes, it's Wolves, but this is the Premier League, and we need to lock in the 3 points. So start strong, and if you need to make changes in the second half, by all means. But don't take this game lightly. Go out, put your best team out there, especially because we need another bounce back performance, and we need to just win the game ahead of the Derby on the weekend. And if you're looking at the bigger picture, I don't know if you've been hearing the stats going around, Murdad, but yes, we beat prior to Brentford, we beat Sunderland and Leeds back to back, 2 clean sheets and quite a few goals scored. But over the last 6 games, right, the bigger picture for him, if you zoom out, where we actually won 2 games in our last 6 in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
That's not title winning form at all.
Nope.
So we need to go back on a run in the Premier League, and we need to fix up fast because we're going to touch on it. The games that both teams in the title race have coming up. But we need to put a run together. We really simply put, because the gap is shortening. It is, and so yeah, we need to fix that. But it starts against Wolves, and we need to get 3 points there. And I'm pretty sure we will do, right? I'm pretty sure you're confident of that as well.
100%.
So yeah, let's see.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm confident that we get the 3 points, but where my confidence, I want to be oozing confidence after the game, is the manner in which we win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right, like the players are oozing confidence. Yes, it's against Wigan, but I want that same type of energy in Wolves. Go put the game away for South. Go
It's a
get
good
three.
point. It's a good point. Like, you don't
Like,
want us to win, like, a 1-0 penalty,
no,
or like
absolutely not. Own goal. I don't want to hear. I don't
no,
want to
no,
hear any of that argument bullshit. No, no, no. Put the game away first half. Three
Corners?
nil. What?
Corners?
Yeah,
Corners?
100%. Get 3 corners. I don't give a fuck. But
All
put the
right.
game away. Put it to rest.
All right. CJ, you want corners or not?
no. I know. Corners are part of the game.
Okay.
We just capitalize them on we capitalize well with them, so we shouldn't be knocked for corners. But the overall point is that we want to see a performance in the game, right? Like, I don't want
Mm,
a shitty, stupid win,
No.
that, by own goal, for example. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see us play well in open play and dominate and get goals in open play too, right? Yes, the corners are good, and we can't be, criticized because we're good at them. But at the same time, I do want to see proper, play from open play, patterns of play, and a couple goals from open play too, if I'm honest with you.
Yep.
So
Well, touching on what you just alluded to, the next 5 fixtures. Just want to quickly talk on this and chat on this and get Laurent's take. So the next 5 fixtures for Arsenal and City. So I'll just start. Um, Arsenal, we play Wolves away, Spurs away, then we host Chelsea, then we head to the MX to face Brighton, and then we host Everton. So those are our next five. 15 possible points. City's next five: Leeds at home. Sorry, Newcastle at home, Leeds away, Forest at home, West Ham away, and Palace at home. Again, 15 points up for grabs. And when you look at the two off the bat, like, it's easy to say that City has an easier run, right? The level of the competition, City has an easier run of 5 games. Before I give my thoughts, and CJ will get your thoughts, I want to go to Laurent. You looking at this as an outsider? I mean, you do have some, you know, banter in this, but if you're looking at this objectively, which 5 games do you think looks more difficult on paper? And if you were to give a prediction out of the 15 points, who do you think gets more points, Arsenal or City in the next five?
I'm gonna go City,
Okay.
objectively.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. One, I mean, again, their fixtures.
And you're saying they get 15 out of 15, or do you think it's like a like
Not gonna lie, man. Especially with their like I said, their new signings. Everyone's looking good. I can definitely see them getting 15 out of 15.
and then you don't think Arsenal has any chance at 15 out of 15?
I can see ties. Again, well, I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I'm gonna be predicting a Chelsea win. Once we get there. But
yo,
but
oh my days, that is crazy.
other than that game, other than that game, um,
So you're saying that we can get a maximum of 12 points.
And but the Spurs one to me is a tricky one because I don't even know how to even assess that. Um, I don't know if they even have the new manager appointed yet, but
He is appointed, and he plays a very counter-attacking style,
hmm,
and he plays a high line like Ange.
hmm. Well, yeah, I think to me that game might be a surprising wild card again, like manager
Yeah.
bounce and all of that. But
Wait,
other than
what? What?
what?
I thought you said that's not a thing.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it's to me, I don't, right? But I'm just saying, like, one of these things you guys like to say, whatever voodoo you guys think goes on when a new manager just comes in. Yeah, yeah. But I will, and the funny enough, actually, when you look at the context of what Spurs have gone through, um, there's no way they're gonna play to the same level with a new man. You see what I'm saying? Like there is absolutely no way you bring in someone new and they just play the way they've been. So I do think in their specific case, you guys have to be very wary of this game. Where and when you are away, so obviously I don't think the players right are gonna take it lightly, but do not underestimate them is what I'm saying. Um, but other than that, given your place in on the standings, right, and this new mindset that you guys do talk about that your players technically should have when you're competing for a title, all those other games should be full points for me, 100%. And even that Spurs game, if we're being real, but again, it's a toss-up.
CJ?
I am concerned about these next 5 games for both sides. I mean, obviously for us, but I'm concerned in the sense that if I analyze both sets of fixtures, I don't know how it's gonna go, but I think the gap is gonna reduce. I don't think we're gonna increase our advantage over these next 5 games. Um, Certainly not, because that would require us to probably get max points and City to not. And I think it'll be the other way around. I can fully see a world where City maxes points on those 5 games and we don't. So one way or another, however it's going to look, I think the gap is going to reduce as opposed to increase. I don't even think it's going to stay the same. I don't think it'll maintain 4 points after
Do you think
these
it'll be
five
one
games.
point?
1 point, 2 points, 3 points. I just think that it's going to reduce. I don't think if I'm predicting something or if we're doing this based on a friendly betting and if I'm a betting man, um, it's not going to increase our gap and it's not going to stay the same. In fact, I think by the end of these 5 games for both teams, I think the gap will be reduced. Um, Now, however, I caveat that by saying, I mean, the only way like it stays the same or increases for us is because I think we'll continue to have that game in hand still, correct? Because we play this midweek and City don't.
Correct.
So we're gonna have a game in hand up until their fixture gets rescheduled whenever it's supposed to be.
Correct.
So that actually hasn't been rescheduled yet, if I'm not mistaken. So
No,
I
no.
mean, considering the fact that we're gonna have the game in hand, that's probably the only way it our gap maintains or increases. But yeah, if you're looking at all things being even right now, yeah, man, it's just I'm being honest, and you know me, I don't like to, I like to look things, not emotionally. I try to be objective and logical about these things. And yeah, like if come on, if you look at both of those runs, it's tough, man.
Sorry,
And
CJ. Don't mean to cut you off, but that game, the fifth game, is actually incorrect because I
incorrect,
got a the fifth game is incorrect because that Palace game hasn't been rescheduled
right?
yet.
Yeah,
So it would actually be Chelsea away after the international break.
is their fifth game.
Would be their fifth game
Okay,
Mm. Now suddenly things do look interesting.
because that fifth game was supposed to be Palace,
Palace, and it
which
hasn't been rescheduled yet.
correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I just had to do a correction on my on the five. Um, so
Well, that actually could change things because I did look at with the games that City have left, and I did zoom out even more than the 5 games to see, okay, where can City drop points in this run in? Because they've got a lot of tough games out the way. I remember we did talk about this last run that they had and being one where it's like, how will things shape up after that run, right? Liverpool was the last of that tough run for them, and they still came out okay. So looking at their overall games left, I did look at Stamford Bridge as being potentially a place where they could drop points. Um,
Brentford.
Brentford is away or home?
No, it's at home.
Hmm.
Everton's away, but I can see Brentford going in there and picking up a point,
Hmm.
and then Villa at home.
Yeah, I mean, well, if we're keeping it on just these five for now, I still maintain the fact that I think after both sets of, the next five games that both teams will play, I think that the gap will decrease for us. We will maybe and hopefully still be top of the table, but I do see a shortened gap in terms of the points. Whether that looks like 2 points, 1 points, 3 points, I don't know, but I think it's gonna our gap is gonna decrease, which is gonna give us Arsenal fans even more of a heart attack. That's just the way I see it. And I have to be honest because we have, bro, I mean, Arsene Wenger said it once upon a time, and I think it was Wenger, and I think I'm starting to believe it. And Wenger said this off the back of competing in title races with Manchester United, year in, year out in the early 2000s of the hot Premier League years. And he had this theory that um winning the Premier League is more difficult for London clubs because London clubs, obviously in talking about Arsenal, have more rivalries, right? There's a lot of London clubs like Chelsea don't want Arsenal to win the Premier League. Spurs don't want Arsenal to win the Premier League. Even like some West Ham and them, like London rivalries are a big thing, and there's a lot of London clubs in the Premier League, and therefore a lot of London derbies, right? So London clubs don't typically want another London club to win the league. Whereas, back then when he's contending against Manchester United, yes, they have rivalries, but I mean the derbies really is it's against Man City. And then Liverpool's a big rivalry as well. But, London clubs like Arsenal generally have a lot more London teams to face, and therefore a lot of, London clubs who don't want them to win. And now in the case of Man City, I mean, we're not even talking about Man U. We're talking about Man City. I mean, Man City's not even a big club, respectfully. So who even has rivalries with Man City? Who cares about Man City? You know what I mean? So people don't want Arsenal to win the league. London clubs don't want Arsenal to win the league, and that adds the extra. And that makes it even more difficult for us. Again, we're going to be coming up against two big London rivals in a couple of weeks. They're going to do all they can to stop us. That's going to make it even trickier for us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be tough, man. If we come out of this having beaten, because where I see us dropping points, if that is to be. Of course, Spurs, maybe Laurent's right. That will prove to be a really tricky game, and obviously, the Chelsea one will be tough. I mean, I haven't decided either way yet which way I think those games will go, but you look at those two right away and think those can be techie for us. Even Brighton away, that we've struggled there over the years. That's a bogey ground for us. So, anyways, man, all that to say, yeah, I hope and I pray and I think we'll maintain the lead by hook or by crook by the end of the 5 games, but the gap is going to reduce, which is going to make the run in even more stressful, in my opinion. I don't know what you think.
I'm always the hopeless optimist, and I think the way that I look at these games is Wolves, no disrespect, I think we're going to get all 3 points. Spurs, I do think it will be a tough game, but the fact that they're missing Christian Romero, I think it's gonna have a huge impact on the way that Igor Tudor can set up his team, and I think we will win. I just don't think it would be a comfortable win. I won't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if we go down early and then we have to come back. I think we will win. Chelsea at home, I think if we are going to drop points, I think it would be against Chelsea at home because I think they are going to try to play us different. However, I think when push comes to shove, the experience and the Emirates is going to get up for that game. Um, and I think we are going to get it over the line. And I think it's going to come down to the fact that Arteta at this very moment in time is a better manager and a better coach than Liam Rossini. And I don't think that's going to change in this game. I think Arteta is going to show why he is better than him. Brighton, even though it's a bogey town, I think bogey stadium, I think will win. Everton at home, I think they'll play us as tough as Chelsea because David Moyes always sets up well against Arteta and he knows how to play against him. And I think by that time he should have Jack Grealish back. So you know that Jack Grealish is also going to want to help his City boys.
Really? I thought Grealish was out for the season.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's out for the season.
Oh, well, that works even better for us.
So you think we're gonna max points? You think we're gonna get 15 out of 15?
I think the way that I'm looking at how Arteta's gonna try to rile the boys, yeah. I think if
Wow.
if we drop any points, I think it would actually be Brighton away. I don't think we drop points at Chelsea.
Mhm.
And then when I look at City, Newcastle, I think they'll beat. I think Newcastle will do give it their all, but the fact that they're traveling to Azerbaijan and coming back to play City, I think it's going to play a huge factor. And obviously, the Bruno Guimaraes leads away. I think that's a tricky fixture that no one's talking about.
It is. I
Like,
agree. I
like
agree.
they should win. They should win easily. But I think Leeds playing at Ellen Road, they've proven to be difficult. Beating Leeds isn't for everyone. I mean, we have an aggregate of 9-0. Other clubs barely got full points. And I think for Leeds, also, they're in a relegation battle. Yes, they're 6 points ahead, but they're in the relegation battle. And I think the game style that they're going to play, it's going to be very rugged, it's going to be very slow, and it's going to annoy City. And if you look, the type of games that we're playing versus the games that they're playing teams that are very rugged. They need to they it's a must for them to pick up points. Whereas the teams that we're playing, yes, Chelsea has to pick up points to remain maintain the top four. But if they get a draw, it's not the end of the world. Whereas like a Forest, a Leeds, a West Ham, they must pick up points. And I think those type of teams are going to cause a lot of problems to City. The physicality of those grounds, like yes, a Forest is traveling, but they're also going to have a new manager bounce, and who knows who the new manager is going to be. West Ham, right? The London Stadium is pretty hard to go to, and they're in okay form.
Laurent's laughing at you.
Yeah, because I said the new manager bounce. I'm just using his own. Um, I think we can easily get 13 out of 15, and I think City. Unfortunately, I do think that looking at it, they should get 15 out of 15. And the only game that I see them potentially dropping is because the Palace game is going to be rescheduled is maybe the Chelsea game. But like those type of big games, I think they get up for those big games. And I think the competition, because they come out to play, it's a little bit easier for them to implement their game style. Similar to us, right? When we face a side that's willing to play and come out, it's easier for us to implement our game style versus a low block. We struggle against low blocks typically. Um, so I think it's a context of each game that I'm looking at, and that's the piece that I think when we're looking at it on paper, we're forgetting. Like if West Ham, like this weekend, if West Ham beat Bournemouth, Forest is facing Liverpool. That in itself can make that West Ham game away even harder, right? City should still win. There's no question about it, but do they win though? Do they are they winning 1-0 and then West Ham get a late goal, right? Those are the context of the things that I'm looking at.
Okay, so gun. Let me ask you this, like kind of like gun to your head sort of thing. So you think we max points and they max points, or like what are you saying about the points tally there?
I think we get 13 out of 15 guns to my head.
And you said you think we would drop points against Brighton if it was to be anyone,
Yeah,
and
because
then
of that.
and then City.
City, I think they get. I think they get max.
Hmm.
I think they get max points.
It's gonna be interesting to look back on this. We should. You know what is this, episode 83? You gotta look back on episode 83 once the all five games have concluded and see how we all looked in terms of our predictions. Laurent, quick question for you. Do you think because I know you already predicted the Arsenal Chelsea game essentially. Um, a lot of football to be played before then, and I know there's a lot of football to be played before you guys play Man City. But if you were to predict, your City game now at Stamford Bridge, like, do you think that you guys will beat them as well, or is it too early to say?
Um, in
Or,
that case, it's too early. One, because the our current manager has not gone up against City since he's been appointed, right? I do not think we've yeah, no, we haven't. So there's also that element, right? But sorry, you're asking for what the result?
Hmm.
well, yeah, just your general prediction because the
Honestly,
reason why I'm
I'd be willing to say even a draw for that.
the reason why I'm asking, and maybe you answered my question by saying you haven't played them yet, because I'm wondering why you're already predicting the Arsenal Chelsea game,
Hmm.
um, and not predicting the City Chelsea game with as much accuracy or confidence. But I
Yeah.
think what you're trying to say is that you guys haven't played City at all yet, whereas under this manager, whereas
Yes.
Liam has played against Arteta and Arsenal already. So maybe that's where your confidence comes from. But my thing is like there's still a lot of football to be played before you guys even play us. So there's a lot of things that can come into play and into factor before you even make that prediction. You see what I'm saying? Like there's injuries, there's form, there's all that stuff. So, I don't know. But if that's your prediction, then yeah, we'll lock it in, bro.
It's already
Lock it
locked
in.
in. Um,
100%. Oh, sorry. Before we move on, I do. Well, for one, if you are saying that, and actually, it seems based off of both your assessments here that you guys are predicting Arsenal to drop points, and in essence, uh, wait, you guys both are saying that City highly likely to get the full set of points, that the gap is going to shrink.
mhm,
Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but at the end of this five fixture run, the next Premier League game is City versus Arsenal.
mhm,
And if we're being real, it is not a good position for you guys to be in a fixture like that, where if the gap is 2 points, 1 point, right, or even I'd say even 3 points, um, because that game is it's gonna be a crucial game. And I don't know, do you guys feel like you guys will be well equipped to handle that kind of game, right? Because bro, the pressure you can only imagine what it's going to be. One manager, obviously more experienced than the other, right? The master, the prodigy, and in City's defense, it seems their defense has been bolstered. Right, Diaz has returned, I
mhm.
believe,
So
and
is
then,
John Stones.
yeah, and then you have Gahey, and then the attack just looks pretty good, right? Quite good actually. So yeah, do you guys feel like you guys will be ready for that if it comes down to it?
Do you know what I'm wondering? So does the that game against City, what date is that? That's important. Does that
It
come before or after
is
the cup final that we play them?
After.
after the cup final.
It's after the cup final.
Mhm.
So my thing is, and I don't even mean to, get asked for an extension on the homework, but I
I'm
think
gonna
that
say
that that,
exactly what you're gonna say. I
that
know
question would
exactly what you're
have to
gonna
be
say.
answered after, depending on how the cup final
Correct.
goes. I think.
100%.
Yeah,
Mm,
I think it depends on how that cup final goes. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
mm.
It's too early. Like if we go there and we dominate, fuck that. Go to the Etihad and fucking spank them. If we get dominated in the cup final, I am scared. I will be trembling.
Mm,
And watch, it will be Michael Oliver refing that game at the Etihad, and I'm gonna fucking not watch it.
mm.
So CJ, I'm so glad you said what you said because I was gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna
Mm.
reserve my comments until after that EFL Cup final.
You know what else I think as well, actually, that we didn't really I
Are
don't know
you
if we
gonna say
paid
what
too
I
much
think you're gonna
attention to.
say?
No, I don't think you're gonna know this one. I just realized like we're talking about these five games, but
Oh,
if we're talking about swapping in Crystal Palace out for the game at Stamford Bridge and then that being the deciding factor on whether they max points or not, I'm gonna put this out there from now. I actually don't think if that fifth game is Stamford Bridge and not Palace, I don't think that I'm not sure they win at Stamford Bridge, in my personal opinion. Again, it's way into the future, but if we are predicting now, I would have to reassess my answer to you. I don't know if they'll max points if Chelsea is included in that five away at Stamford Bridge. I think Chelsea would get something from that game, like personally, to be honest.
Really, with
Yeah.
our incompetent PE teacher of a coach.
100%,
Yeah,
100%,
yeah, agreed.
100%.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. I mean, do tell me what is that same individual, incompetent PE teacher of a coach, going to do to negate Pep and
Chelsea have
his?
always played City well, and they typically don't play Arsenal well.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's a London derby. Form goes out of the picture.
well, I think we're in better form than they are. Funny enough,
Yeah,
that's what
at
we're.
this moment in time. That's what I'm saying. In 2 weeks' time, when you face us, form goes out of the picture. Right.
Hmm.
That's why we're taking the North London Derby so seriously because form it does not matter. They could be in 20th place. It does not matter. It'd be very intense.
All right. Well,
The thing I was gonna say though, CJ, did you
Hmm.
see that Rodri and the FA? He's in trouble with the FA. He has, I think, till the end of this match week to respond to his comments, and he may face a ban.
I was actually gonna, because I saw you drop something like that in our group chat, and I was gonna ask the legitimacy of that. Like, where is that
It's
coming
very
from? And
legit.
yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
because yeah, I mean, if that's all true and that's going down and that's what's happening, then that's definitely a big blow for City that we have to consider as well, right?
yeah.
It's a big
FA
blow.
Rodri. It's on Yahoo Sports, One Football, BBC.
Yeah.
Man City
So
were charged for not fair referee comments.
yeah, you know my thing, bro. I think definitely should be penalized for those comments. I
Hmm.
said it from time, so hopefully that they stand their ground and that comes to fruition.
Yeah, he has until February 18th to respond to the charge.
Hmm.
So, I mean, they need to set a precedent, whether it's Rodri or
Yeah,
not, whether it's Arsenal versus City in the title race or not. I think you
yeah,
need to set the precedent because if you're gonna just slap him on the wrist, the next player that speaks out about the referees, you're gonna have to do the same thing, right? It's
fully,
also it's a very precedent sending, uh, you know, you have to
fully.
set the tone.
Yeah.
Um, so this week Champions League is back. Only one Premier League or English side is participating in the knockout stages, so we do have a second game that we will be um, guessing or predicting. Newcastle, they head to Azerbaijan to face Karabag. Our Chelsea resident does have PTSD from heading to Azerbaijan, so hopefully Newcastle don't face the same heartbreak. But without
all
Bruno
thanks to
Guimaraes,
Mariska.
oh my God, Mariska. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for them. They do. Newcastle have to win. I mean, I don't think that they'd want to go back home losing. Even a draw would be bad for them. So 3 games we got: Arsenal, Wolves, Karabag, Newcastle, and then the other most intriguing game is Galatasaray versus Juventus. Prediction leaderboard: I did pick up an extra point because I predicted Newcastle over Villa. So I'm sitting on 62 points. CJ sitting on 63, and Laurent on 65. Um, CJ, I'm not going to even ask you. I think we both have Arsenal to win against Wolves.
Yes, sir.
Laurent,
Yeah, Arsenal.
Karabag, Newcastle. I'm going to say Newcastle. CJ?
Yeah. I too am gonna say Newcastle.
I3.
All right. That was really boring. Juventus, Galatasaray.
All right, this is the one, bro. This is a wild card and a half.
Would you two like me to give you some context because we don't really follow these two sides.
Sure, let us have it.
All right, Galatasaray. Let's see their last run of form. So last game they won 5-1, which was Friday. Game before that they won 3-0. Game before that they won 3-1. Game before that they won 4-0. And the last Champions League game they lost 2-0 to Man City. Prior to that they beat 3-1 in the league, and then they drew Atletico Madrid 1-1. So that's going back 5-6 games. They're currently first in the Super League in Turkey. 17 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss, 55 goals for, 15 against. So that's Galatasaray. Juventus, currently sitting in 5th place, 13 wins, 7 draws, 5 losses. Their goal differential is plus 20. Their last game, they lost to Juventus yesterday, 3-2. Game before that, they drew.
Lost to who?
Sorry, lost to Inter.
Inter, right?
They
Okay.
lost to Inter 3-2. Game before that, they drew Lazio at home 2-2. Game before that, in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals, they lost to Atalanta 3-0. Prior to that, they beat Parma 4-1. They drew to Monaco 0-0 in the Champions League. They beat Napoli 3-0 at home. And prior to that, they beat Benfica 2-0 at home. So from the looks of it, Galatasaray are in better form going into this game, and they have a higher position in the league. I'm gonna say Galatasaray.
You see, after all that you just said too, the one important thing really is the team news kind of for both sides, in terms of who's fit, who's not. It's a tough one.
Well, if I look at the most recent game from Friday,
You're saying Gala, eh?
Galatasaray, looking at their bench, they pretty much had everyone. Cardi. The only one that I don't see is Leroy Sané.
Aussie men.
And then if I'm looking at Juventus, Jonathan David, Yildiz, Conceição. Yeah, they both look injuries. Let's see, injury list. Who do they have injured? So Juventus have Dusan Vlahovic, Milik, Emil Holm, and uh, Kefren Turam injured. And then,
Geez, Galatasaray actually has some mans, huh?
mhm.
Gundogan,
And then Galatasaray's injury.
no Leroy Sané.
Yeah. I mean, he no, he's not on their injury report. I'm looking right now. Maybe he just didn't make the squad, or he had a risk of suspension. I don't know, but I don't see him. Their backup goalkeeper is the only one who has an injury. So
Interesting. The Fault Mob app is showing me that Sané is injured. I think he is though, to be honest with you.
injury, right ankle. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's not going to play. Huh.
I'll tell you right now, I don't think Juventus are winning the game. Um, so that means
Are you going to follow my lead, or are you going to follow Laurent's lead? Because you know he's going to say draw.
is he?
I mean, you have to answer first because he's top of the leaderboard. So
Well, I
you
mean,
don't want him to say that you're copying
yeah,
his.
yeah.
You know.
Whoever, if he wants to answer first, he can by all means. But if he's waiting for me, then I'll oblige. Um, but I don't know is my answer. I really do not know. Whose idea was it, man, to pick a third game? Fuck's sakes.
All right, answer. This has been like 5 minutes in the making, bro.
Mm, I'm gonna say, hmm, I'm gonna say, jeez.
I'm glad you're trying this hard to win. Because that way we know, right? When we look back, that it can't be, I just wanted to let him win so he can get his jersey. This is good, bro. Take all the time you need, actually. I'm liking the effort and commitment from your part.
Oh, wait, you don't like my effort and commitment?
I already know you're ready to crash out anytime, bro. I'll have to do is say menu this, menu that. You'll go up picking Wolves to win. Like,
TJ, I'm gonna put you down for a draw because I know you're gonna say draw.
On the contrary, on
You
the
say
contrary,
Juventus?
no, I told you that's the last result I'm picking. Um, all right, I'm going to say,
I swear to God, if you say draw,
I am going to say Galatasaray.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's my guess as well.
Wow. You fucking copycats.
Yo, with how much shit Laurent gives us for what do you call it? For copying him, quote unquote, we should make sure that this man is never allowed to, if he's gonna go last, he should never predict the same things as us. You know what I mean? Like, bro, the crash outs when this guy predicts first and we get his fucking, the same predictions, it's like God forbid. Holy smokes, I've never seen such a bigger complainer in my life. And
Well,
if that was your answer all along, why did you not just say it?
Because I have the luxury of going last, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, we haven't won anything.
Yeah, but that's not how it goes. It's whoever's there
Uh,
is at the top of the.
And you know what? Whoever made that rule up, I didn't know that. I didn't know, but hey, I'll play.
it was
I'll play
you.
along. No, it
Yeah,
wasn't
funny
actually. It
enough,
wasn't.
I swear it was
You know
you.
what's funny is it actually for me it was always based on the statistics of how we started the season. It's like when you play president. You know what I mean? The ass always goes first. You know what I mean? So when we started the season, it's like, well, however the last season ended, right, is how we start. And I think you finished last, Laurent. So you should be predicting first technically, and then Merdad, and then myself. But hey, we'll play by the new
Hey,
rules. I'm
hey,
fine with
hey,
it as
this
long as I don't get called out for copyright.
this is actually insane, bro. Like,
CJ, we're always gonna be called out for copyright. This man, this man gets cheesed if we predict the same thing. So
I'm out here on vacation, fam, and what do I read when I come back into the chat? The man says, "I demand that we do what did he say? I demand that we do a redo or demand that we add a fourth game or some bullshit." I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, bro? Fuck, man.
ah,
Such a baby, bro.
oh,
Holy.
shit.
yeah.
Well, Laurent, you get the last say, being the top of the leaderboard.
Jeez,
Close this
really?
out, my friend.
I swear I closed it up last time, but
Nah, nah, it's okay. We've interrupted. I mean, I've interrupted you a lot this pod, so you know.
all right. Well,
And
um,
on that note, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
let's see here. Yeah, no, thanks again for tuning in to another episode. This one was I feel like it was a bit shorter, as there was less to discuss. However, the energy was still the same, and we are winding down, right? It is crunch time, as we highlighted with those five upcoming fixtures. So make sure you tune in, as this is definitely a crucial period in Arsenal's title hope, and as well as in City's hope for the title on their end. And beyond that, make sure to like, subscribe, and to also tune in, okay, to the match previews that we're dropping on YouTube. And thanks again.
Adios.